A very good morning to our viewers out there. Thanks for joining yet another episode of our program, M.A Abubakar's Diary. Our guest for today is His Excellency Arc Audu Sule Katagum, former Deputy Governor to His Excellency Mohammad Abdullahi Abubakar, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir, if I can ask this question, who is M.A Abubakar?
Well, it's a very complex. It's a simple question, but very big.
Yeah.
M.A Abubakar, first of all, as a person, I think I'm one of the few people who can really say who M.A Abubakar is.
Definitely.
Because we've had a long-term relationship with him. We've been friends, and we've been together since 1974.
Wow.
When we met at the School of Basic Studies in Ahmadu Bello University. So we've been together with His Excellency M.A Abubakar since that time. And as God would have it, we've come up to this point where, like you mentioned earlier, I became his deputy governor while he was governor from 2015 to 2019. Well, His Excellency, first and foremost, is a human being in the real sense of the word.
Definitely.
He's somebody who, since we were, children or when we were growing up, has always been somebody who cared, was passionate, who really went all out to help his individual humans, or to help his friends, or to help his relatives. We're not surprised because his background had always given him that opportunity while he was growing up, because his father was a disciplinarian, a very good police officer. And at the end of the day, that even influenced him to go into law. So he is a compassionate human being. And that was one of the things that endeared us to him. I remember in those days when we go out, he was the one who was always protecting us from people who wanted to make trouble with us. He had that kind of compassionate feeling for others.
Yeah.
So, in a small context of who M.A Abubakar is as a human being, this is who he is.
Yeah.
Of course, that attitude or that way of life that he grew up and became made him what he became later on.
Definitely.
These are part of what we call leadership qualities, and of course, in later years, they became why. That is the main reason why he was a very effective leader in any place he goes to. You will recall he was when we finished university. He came to Bauchi as a lawyer with the Minister of Justice. From there, he was taken to the House of Assembly to become a legal draftee there. Now, that position, to be honest, was a position for somebody of more qualification or higher or older person should hold that. Well, at that time, because of his qualities and the way he was conducting himself, he was given that position. So as early as that time, which I know were around 22, 23 years old, M.A became, in the Nigerian sense, a big man.
Definitely.
From that point.
Yeah.
So these are the qualities that always makes leaders. So wherever they go, they outshine everybody, and people notice these qualities in them. After that, he was a commissioner in Bauchi State, Commissioner of Justice, under the military regime. And even when the military left, the incoming immediate incoming civilian regime, we appointed him as Commissioner of Justice.
Yeah.
So it's not because he had the good strengths here, it was because of the effectiveness of his what he was doing in that office when he was in the military. And the governor coming in at that time, I remember Nehru Deba decided, yes, I will continue with this gentleman because I like what he's doing. So all as we went on and on in life, from there, you know, he went to the federal government. He got a job as a resident electoral commissioner. Yeah. Of course, he did that in about 5 or 6 states, if I remember correctly. After that, he even became a national commissioner in INEC. Now, these are positions that require responsibility, require dedication, require the strictness, the firmness that is needed. And M.A Abubakar had all these qualities.
Sir, you previously served as deputy governor during his administration. And I believe that you have witnessed administration before his administration, and you have witnessed the recent administration. What's the uniqueness of his administration particularly? And in a summary, what are the kind of achievement you achieved under your office?
Well, even before I became deputy governor, if you recall, I was his chief of staff.
Yeah.
When he came in 2015, he appointed me as his chief of staff. Yeah. Well, first and foremost, you know, effective leadership, it's not only by one man. Yeah. It takes a team. And M.A had the foresight to gather around a team. His commissioners, his special advisors, chief of staff, SSG, who were also people in their own capacity, people who he knew would perform. Yeah. That's why he brought them into this, this administration. So we had a leader who would listen. Yeah. And he had a leader who will not tolerate laziness, will not tolerate indolence, will not tolerate you come and give him excuses. He gives you a job, you go and do it. He will not tolerate, I had a problem. No. All he wants is, this is an assignment, go ahead and do it. And that is why I think his administration was very effective. Yeah. When we came in, we knew, that is in 2015, we knew the kind of mess that we came and found from the previous administration. Yeah. But in a short period of time, within 3 or 4 months, he was able to clear a lot of things like the salary issue. Things like, at that time we came in, I remember it was just time to go to Hajj. It was, the rainy season had just set in. So you can imagine we had to deal with, first of all, there was a backlog of 3 months of salary. Then there was the preparation for going to Hajj. And then, of course, there was this, the issue of I mentioned the backlog of salaries and Hajj. So, you see, at that time, any governor coming in at that time, these were monumental problems. Because you couldn't imagine, you are coming in, the first item you meet on your table is more than 3,000 or 4,000 or civil service, 104 or 105 people had not collected their salary for 3 months. Oh my God. Of course, the third one is the rainy season was coming in. So you had to think of where to get fertilizer, where to get the tractors, where to get the implements for the farmers who are just going to face the rainy season. But with the team he had and the foresight and of course the acumen that God has given him, he was able to resolve all these issues within a very short period of time. So in effect, one of the things that we'll remember M.A for is probably that by the end of his tenure in 2019, there was no civil servant who was owing the government salary. Wow. By the time M.A Abubakar left in 2019, when we came in, of course, another aspect, another area we saw that was in deplorable condition was the education sector. When we came in, the percentage of WAEC passes in Bauchi was just 3%. By the time M.A left in 2019, I'm not sure of my figures, but I know we had reached almost about 19 to about 25% success in WAEC and NECO.
Definitely.
So if you look at it, 3% at that time, and then if you look at the multiplier effect, you are talking of almost about 500% to 300 to 100% increase in the success of our students in WAEC. And it was because of the inputs, the strategies, the policies that were put in by the administration of M.A Abubakar. When we came, the schools were in terrible condition. The teachers were not being taken care of. The students were eating very bad food. And so all this resulted in low success in such exams like NECO and WAEC. But by the time His Excellency left in 2019, we thank God we had been able to solve all these problems. And we left the government much better than we met it when he came in 2015.
So in conclusion, there are a lot of young people out there who are, wishing His Excellency to come back after this administration and contest for the second term. And there are a lot of people out there who are wishing him well, maybe at the national level or something.
Yeah.
So what a farewell do you have to say with your message?
Well, you see, myself and somebody like His Excellency, the former governor H.E. M.A Abubakar, I will not speak for him, but yes, if our country requires his services again, or our state requires his services again as a governor or in any other capacity, I don't think M.A Abubakar will say no. I don't think he will refuse to come back. And maybe if the party he belongs to says, look, you are a candidate to become governor, we don't have anybody better than you. But at the same time, you have to understand that life keeps on going. When he was governor, we were in our late 50s. By the time we go into the next round of elections in 2027, most of us will be probably in our early 70s. Now, I believe personally that probably by that age, one shouldn't start thinking of why should I go and look for a position. Like I said earlier, if people ask, if the populists come out and say, look, you are the one we want, all well and good. But to go out on your own and say, I will come back and look for governor at the age of 70, I think it's really something else. We would prefer the younger people to come up. We would prefer to support somebody who we know will contribute to the development of the state. Like I said, I'm not talking on behalf of M.A, but personally, I think by 2027, if we are not asked, or he is not asked, or he is not cajoled to come back and become a governor, I have my reservations on whether he will go there. People have a lot of things. People have seen what type of person he is. So we want that kind of person to lead all the time. But at the same time, we're not the only people who have that qualities. We have the younger people coming up. I think in a country like Nigeria, on the states, we need younger people to come up and lead, so that they can go. We have done our own bits. We have done our part. And probably what this kind of programs that you name, when people look at it and they know what happened, how M.A Abubakar did his thing, then you might be encouraged, or your people are encouraged to go and look for a governorship position. The age is there, 35 to 40 or 25 to 35, and there's no Nigerian who cannot go and look to become a governor at that age. So, in all honesty, I would, of course, encourage, if M.A comes out tomorrow and tells me I'm going to look for the governor, I'm going to go look for the governorship, I will support him. If he says he's going to go and look for the presidency, we will support him. And hopefully, we hope muna mishi fata alheri.
Yeah.
With this new dispensation, this new government that has come in, mu ji alheri.
Inshallah.
Kuma Allah ya bashi babban rabo.
Amen. Sir, but I just want to ask you this question before we end up the program. You say these young people that are, hoping him to come back for the second time. I think there is something they actually see in him.
Yes.
So in 2 to 3 words, what can you just say that particular thing they actually see in him?
Like I said earlier, you see, if people, you see, leadership from both our religions.
Yeah.
Leadership is always bestowed on people from the people.
Yeah.
People should, if now the young people of the party of the population says it is you we want to come and be a governor, he has no excuse not to say no.
Yeah.
But for him now to come and say, okay, I'm going to start preparing to look for governor, maybe that is a bit far-fetched right now. Yeah. But anything can change. Yeah. So we hope that the young people will look at what he has done. When he was governor, when he was resident electoral commissioner, when he was a commissioner, when he was a legal draftee, when he was a national commissioner in INEC, and see his qualities and say, look, if you are not too old, sir, come back. If you are not too tired, sir, come back and lead us again. That will be wonderful. That I'm sure he will not refuse if the masses, the populace say it is you will want.
So thank you for having you in the program.
Thank you.
Thank you.